it's me and him. And tonight we watched Annihilation. I'm not usually a big sci-fi person. Sci-fi is definitely more your thing than mine. And so I chose this movie just because literally I went on the internet and said, what is a good horror alien abduction movie? And this one was recommended frequently. So I figured it'd be a fun one to watch. Now you had seen it before. So what did you think on a rewatch? Is it as good as you remember? Did you like it the first time, I guess?
It was exactly the way I remembered it. I didn't remember most of the movie, but it was the way I remembered remembering it.
Now, was that good or bad?
Just okay.
See, I really enjoyed it.
I could tell when you go up like this and you're like on the edge of your seat.
No, that's because my arms on my legs was actually getting very painful.
Oh crap!
Yeah, no, a lot of it was just the spectacle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything was very pretty. Like, all the effects and all the color and the contrast of everything. Like, it was a very vibrant movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked all the color and the shine on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you're acting like you're waiting for more. Yeah, I don't know. It looked really good. I liked, like I said, just the spectacle of it. It was just really fun to look at.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It was a very beautiful movie.
Also, I have to say, like, in the movie, they made the point of saying, like, oh, we're all broken, or we've all already lost everything, or whatever, and that's why they're all in there.
Self-destructing.
That is absolute nonsense. Like, maybe I'm weird, but don't let me be the person to discover aliens, because I can tell you right now, I am jumping headfirst into it. Like, I am too curious and always want to chase a good story or an interesting thing.
Without a doubt. I need adventure just for adventure's sake.
There's nothing that could keep me out of there.
Right.
Like, I don't even need the military intervention. I don't even care. I'm not on a mission. I just need to go in there to know. Like, immediately I would be in that shimmer.
Without a doubt.
So, yeah, that whole just concept, I'm like, I disagree so much. And, like, they saw, like, they abandoned an entire town and then an entire military base. I'm like, I don't know if I can buy that there wasn't extra people that stuck behind or ran the wrong way or hid or whatever. Like, there's no way I'm alone in that. Other people would have gone in. And, like, I know they mentioned the military parties went in there or whatever, but I feel like there would be more people. The one thing, though, like, I like the story, I like the progression, I love the idea that the alien is ambivalent and doesn't even really care or notice that we're here. It's just doing whatever it is it's doing. And I love how, you know, the DNA of everything is getting mixed up. The animals, the plants, and the everything is just all combining. Like, that was really cool. I don't know what happened at the end. Like, I don't understand why the thing just accepted that the bomb was going off. Like, why it didn't put the bomb back. Why didn't it throw away? Why did it even hurt it? Because, I mean, with everything else it's had encountered and all the ways that it evolved and everything it had done, like, why... I don't know why that bomb killed it when nothing else did.
I like to think it's because this entity knew that...
The camera can see you back here.
I like to think that the entity knew that Oscar Isaac's character was still kicking and that Lena, the main Natalie Portman, was putting up too much of a fight, and so the only way to stop that and get her to not be a military douche, instead of just be like a, hey, I'm here, you can either talk to me or let me do my thing, or get out of my way. But she wouldn't, you know, she just kept trying violence.
Yeah.
And so this thing was like, look, alright, I'm just going to make you think you won, but I really have a backup.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. Like, she knew it wasn't her husband. She had already seen the video where he killed himself and saw the duplicate on the video. So she already knew 100%, like, before she killed the thing or left the place, like, that's not my husband. Like, I know it's not him.
Maybe there was just an inevitability that she knew that she couldn't do anything, so she just had to do what she had to do to make herself feel better. and then accepted her fate with her non-husband because that's the best she can get.
I have more questions. I know I said I liked the movie, but I have a lot of nitpicks.
No, this is one of those sci-fi movies that really makes you think. It questions more than it answers. One of my top 10, I would say top 3 to 5 movie is Carl Sagan's Contact.
Mm-hmm.
That is that's one of the first adult movie. No, I don't want to say adult movies. It was one of the grown-up movies that had a big concept that I watched when I was little.
Yeah.
That I just, for some reason, it stuck with me, and I kept watching, and there's never been another sci-fi movie like Annihilation, Dune, Arrival that's met that expectation and that level of curiosity for me.
Yeah.
But this one is done okay. It's visually appealing, and that's why it sticks out.
Yes.
The creatures are cool. I love the bear scene.
Oh my god, that was an incredible scene.
The mushroom mycelium fungus in the pool with the skull with the purple behind it, that whole thing. If that could be my headrest on my bed. Oh man. Oh, that would be so cool.
I liked too when she got toward the center where it wasn't just living organisms blending anymore. You were starting to get the crystal or gemstones merging with the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the lighthouse was still putting off light, despite the fact that obviously there's no electricity or anything anymore. So this organism had blended with light itself. I loved all that. Okay, so I'm curious again though. At the end she killed the thing and then everything else died. Because she told us early on when she saw the flowers, this is all one organism. It's all connected. And that's why she didn't understand, because it's mutating. And then later we find out it's a prism. Everything it kills or touches or absorbs, they're all blending together, basically, and combining. And that's why the plants look like humans, and why the bear sounded like the girl that died, and all of that. So why, when she killed the thing at the end, everything else died? Because it's all connected. So when she killed the one, everything else went.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't that happen when they killed the crocodile or the bear? Because if it's all connected and they killed one thing, everything should have died regardless of what one thing they killed.
Maybe it's like a hive mind with a queen, and that centerpiece was that was the energy source, and it flowed out because the shimmer was expanding from that point out. So if you destroy that part, then it goes out. But if you destroy this part, you'd have to keep destroying inward before it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. It's one of those movies that's too try hard. It is a book. I've not read the book. I don't care. But the movie maybe couldn't adapt it as well as you think. But maybe it just had. It was it's going to be pretty, and people will gravitate towards that instead of trying to dig deep into what we're actually trying to say. Because
I'd be curious.
They just didn't quite finish it. It was too slow a burn for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, the self-destruct military point was.
Yeah.
I would be gung-ho to be in there, like you said.
I know they needed something to drive the plot, but that just.
I didn't care.
That's not something I can relate to at all.
I didn't care about the flashbacks, why was seeing her prior life.
Oh, yeah.
Why did that? It didn't impact the story or her decisions.
No, and we never even see him mention it or bring it up, so I don't know why, if you had not shown any of that, about her being unfaithful or any of that,
Wouldn't matter.
It would change literally nothing about the movie.
Right.
Nothing. No one's motivation would have changed. Her connection to her husband wouldn't change. Nothing would change at all. You could cut all of that out.
Have you ever seen Denis Villeneuve's Arrival?
Yeah.
So that's what it reminds me of, where it's there's a bit of an alien sci-fi concept, but 9% of the movie is just her flashbacks and trying to figure out how she fits in as a person and how could she be accepted in this grand scheme of the universe. And I was I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I'd be very curious to know how the book, described things, because this was so visual, and that bear scene, that scene is a 10 out of 10. That was incredible. But the way it had her voice and the way it looked, I don't know how a book could describe that, because it wasn't just the visual or the concept. It was like the audio and the whole like experience. Like I don't know how that comes across in a book.
There's a book I'm trying to read. I can't remember the name of it, but
Too many big words.
No, it's too descriptive. It's about a future sci-fi place where a girl gets trapped on a starship and the alien mushrooms cling to the people and the people start turning, and it tries to describe the mushrooms, and it's like trying too hard to describe them. It's like, just let it be. It's like, why? That's why I don't like the Harry Potter books, because they're too descriptive. Let me come up with what give me a general.
Oh, do not read Lord of the Rings. You will hate it.
I read one book and I didn't like it.
I say Tolkien goes heavy on describing
I don't
everything.
I can't finish really descriptive books. I like coming up with my own imagination.
I do have a bad habit of skimming when books go too into it. It's like, once you give me the brief idea, like, my brain will fill out the rest. I have a good imagination. I don't need every detail. Like, give me a broad description, I'll fill it out.
Right.
Which does make it weird when I see adaptations, because then things aren't the way you picture, and it's like, oh, that doesn't seem right. Which I know that's the whole thing. That's the whole argument people have about books versus movies and why adaptations are bad or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I would be very curious to see how this book described things, because to me, like, seeing the movie first, it seems so visual. Like, it seems like this is the media it belongs in, or at least the adaptation we got. Like, I couldn't imagine just describing that with words on a page, not seeing all the color and seeing just the shimmering atmosphere and like the colorful overlay of the whole film. Like, yeah, I don't know how you do that justice with text on a page. I think that really is the most standout thing here too. Like you said, I mean, I didn't dislike the story. I didn't dislike the characters. I thought the acting was good. The pacing was a little slow.
Really slow.
But it definitely sticks out to me, the visuals, like, and kind of the audio too. There was a lot of times where the score really...
Love the score, yeah.
Yeah, it really amped up the scene when it needed to, and it made things seem almost serene in other moments when it needed to. Like
when the organism, alien, comes into the lighthouse, like, that music makes it sound like, is it actually making that noise, or is that just the score being cool?
I had the exact same thought. That was almost like a Close Encounters of the Third Kind moment. Like, the music and what we were seeing played together so well at the end there. Like, I couldn't imagine the experience without the sound too. Right. Like that was very critical to that scene. So yeah, the audio and visual aspects of this movie are just very on point. Like, they did amazing. But yeah, it could be a little quicker paced. It was just under 2 hours, so it wasn't long, but
it felt long.
Either more needed to happen, or it needed to just be an 1.5 hour movie. I liked the acting. The characters were fine. The motivation didn't make a whole lot of sense, and it just made everything feel kind of flat. Like, we're all here because we're broken, and so we're all just going to do the thing. But, like, we don't learn enough about the characters for that to mean anything. Like, the main character, we got the flashbacks, but even those, we don't learn how that affects her character. And for the other people, we know nothing about them except for what their jobs were. So you don't necessarily get attached to the people, and you can't reason why they are or aren't doing certain things. Like, why did that one girl want to leave, and the other girl seemed kind of on the fence? And then the older lady, we didn't even realize she had cancer until, like, later on. And then they just kind of glossed over it right away, too. Like, it wasn't even a big revelation.
Here's the thing I kept wondering. They showed the cancer cell replicating when it was Lena in the classroom. And then they kept showing, every time they showed one of the Annihilation cells growing, it had that same cancerous look, but it was always coming out of Natalie Portman. She would always check her own. Like, did she also have cancer? Or was it causing cancer by being there?
I don't really know. That, or if it was just cheaper for the effects team to use the same video and just add color to it.
Because it was like the spiky, the cells had the spiky coming out of it. Is that not the cancer cell?
That's, yeah.
Like, would it not have the spiky bits coming out of it if it wasn't cancer? I don't know.
She did say at one point, too, earlier on, that it seemed like like a tumor when she was describing like the mutations or the organisms that she was seeing. So it could be that the whole thing acts like a cancer. I don't know. They tried to get scientific about it, but then they didn't explain it enough with the science they set up for it to mean things. Like, I would have liked... Explain what the alien was doing. Tell me why. Like, you maybe don't tell me what the alien's, mindset was, because you don't know. What's the science? Like, you made it scientific. You brought the biologist into this. So explain to me, what is it doing? And why did it get reversed? And what are the lasting impacts? Like, if you're going to build the world, you have to flesh it out all the way. Otherwise, don't introduce the concepts. Just don't make her a biologist. Have her be just a soldier trying to save her husband. And then you cut that part out. Everyone else can still guess, oh, I'm an EMT and this looks like refraction. And then just leave it at that. Don't bring the biology into it. But they did, and so now I feel like it should deliver more answers than it does because they introduced that. So I would like if they could, just fill out your world. Like, you set this up for us, so, deliver on it. So the more I'm talking, the more it sounds like I hated the movie. I really didn't. Like, it was a fun watch. It looks incredible. It sounds really good. It's like, I did enjoy it. It's just, I have a lot of questions and a lot of nitpicks. Like, it could have done a better job explaining itself. Especially, like we said, it felt slow. They could have used some of that time to create more answers or just, tie things up a little better at the end. So I still think...
I don't disagree. Yeah,
I still think it's worth a watch. And like I said, I'm not a big sci-fi person, so I don't usually recommend sci-fi or rate them really high. Like, even this one, I did enjoy it. It looks amazing. And I think because of the looks and the sound, like the cinematography of it, I'd say give it a 7. But if it didn't look as pretty, it would be like a 5. Because there is a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of things I would want to be better. Like, it's still watchable. You'll still have an okay time. You're not angry that you saw it, but I would like a better finale and just more answers. But it's very pretty. So, if you appreciate good cinematography, watch it for that. Because, undeniably, it looks incredible. Like, right, the first time you see just the shimmery wall, you're like, okay, that looks really cool. And then it just gets better from there. Like, all the color they do on everything. And, even just the albino crocodile that had, some splotches of color streaked throughout it. And then when it opens its mouth and you see, that weird deformed maw, undulating with the teeth. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, visually, it's incredible. I want more from the storytelling aspect.
I don't disagree. I'm right below him. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. It's super, super beautiful to look at. It could be faster paced and it can get rid of all those dumb flashbacks. I would love to have seen the story where the military couple, Oscar Isaac and Natalie Portman, were together, but they were having troubles trying to figure out, should we stay in the military, should we not? And then they do this, and then they figure themselves out along the way. And
yeah, that would have been a much more compelling story.
Don't need any dumb flashbacks. They still could have had a cool story.
Take the whole cheating aspect. I don't know why that was there.
Everybody loves a good romance story and people finding what's important in life. That I think that could resonate with more.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that would have been a much better narrative. It's just, you don't even need the other characters. You don't need the science aspect. It could just be, these two exploring this weird thing while rediscovering themselves in each other.
I mean, I think you need other characters just because you want people to die.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah, I am curious. Like I said, I went online to look for good alien invasion horror movies. And a lot we had seen, Vast of the Night, No One Will Save You, Signs was recommended. I don't know why anyone would recommend that, but all these different movies that we had seen came up. And then there was this one that I'd never heard of. And I saw it recommended multiple times. I'm like, all right, cool, this will be an interesting one. And now that I've seen it, I don't know where the horror comes in. There's
some tense parts.
Yeah, when the alligator first grabbed the lady, that was tense. And then you see the alligator. And then, obviously, the bear scene, which, seriously, that scene is 10 out of 10. It's the best scene in the movie. But like even the ending, I wouldn't think was horror.
No, it should have been. It should have been. I don't know if it. Well, I don't know if it should have been more menacing because that wasn't the point. The point was it was just another organism trying to live and change.
Yeah, that's the thing. They
I don't know if it should. Maybe it should have looked a little scary. It looked kind of just like a weird morph suit covered in oil.
Yeah,
like I wish it had a little bit
yeah.
more. But I know they were going for something like a blank canvas that morphed into Natalie Portman, which gave it that effect.
Yeah, they even made a point of saying, like, I don't think it was trying to destroy or attack. I don't even think it knew I was there. It was just doing whatever it was doing.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, you're correct. That is what was happening. So then, how is it horror? There's no monster. There's no real threat. It's not being threatening. I also loved, I don't know if it was the intent or not, but the deer. At first, you just see the one deer. And then, all of a sudden, there's a second one behind it. And I don't know if that was hinting at, like, the cell division thing where, like, it duplicated and now there's a
think so,
one.
Because
that's how I interpreted it.
They really moved in sync. They both lifted their head and turned.
Yeah, they did mirror them.
It wasn't until they ran away that they had slightly off-stepped one another, but they were really in sync, and which is kind of weird to see, so it makes me think that, that's the whole living organism working together, understanding, and that cell division.
That was what I thought, and then I wasn't sure if that was the point. But if that was the case, it was a nice touch. And I like, too, that the second one was slightly different visually than the first. Like, it looked like it was even more mutated. It had more different colors or bits. So, yeah, that was a cool scene, too. I liked... That was a good metaphor for what the cells were doing.
It doesn't have to be all monsters. It can be beautiful creatures as well.
Yeah. So, I think it was fun. It's great to look at. Like, cinematography-wise, absolutely... this should be watched. Like, someone that's into, like, a DP or a sound engineer, like, just something like that from a filmmaking aspect, absolutely watch it. But if you want just good, suspenseful horror, you're not going to get it here. Even in sci-fi, it's kind of weak because it doesn't deliver on any of the concepts it sets up. Like, story-wise, it doesn't give you a lot. And I feel that's where a lot of sci-fi struggles. Like, ones that do it really well. Like, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is an amazing movie because it sets up this thing, but then it delivers on it. You understand what happened at the end. It answers all the questions. Independence Day, for better or worse, did the same thing. So, sci-fi like that is great, but a lot of the ones where they have these concepts or ideas, but then they don't close the loop and deliver on everything at the end, it all falls flat for me. Because if I have too many questions, then, like, I just think of all the loose ends. I'm like, well, it sucks as a movie then, because when I come away from it, I'm not satisfied. I didn't get closure. It's just, oh, okay, you set up these 12 things, you delivered on one of them, but, like, there's more stuff I wasn't resolved on than was. So it doesn't work for me.
The movie execs sit there in their high towers to be like, if people think about our movie all the time, that means we did something good.
Yeah. Not really. Like, I talk about Skinamarink a lot. I'm not saying good things. So yeah, I think that's where we're at with this one. It was a movie. I watched it. I enjoyed it, but, I don't know if I'd recommend it. Watch it if you want. You won't hate it, but don't go out of your way. And I think that's it. Come back tomorrow. There will be another review for another movie, and we'll do this whole thing again. See ya.